What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a video testing viral makeup hacks and seeing if they're actually good. A lot of these I got from TikTok. Every time I go on there, it's like hack after hack, and I test a lot of them because some of them really do work. Some of them definitely don't work for me. I feel like they're more like going for like the shock factor to like draw people in on TikTok, but it's not a hack that you'd actually like implement into your daily routine. But a lot of them have helped elevate my beauty routine so much over the past couple of years. So we're gonna be testing out a bunch of different little makeup hacks today and seeing if they work or it's something that we should just skip on. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, now this first hack I have been seeing literally everywhere. I'm gonna put it on the screen here, but it is basically adding your concealer to your powder directly and then applying to your face. I mean, it does seem like it would make our makeup application shorter because we're basically combining two steps into one. Because normally for me, I do always use a powder to set my under eyes, but I use my concealer first and then I go in with the powder. But this hack is for the smoothest under eye. You're supposed to just combine the concealer with the powder. So we're gonna try it. Okay, now for this hack, you can use basically any concealer or powder to do this. So I have my concealer here and just a regular translucent powder. I'm gonna take my concealer and dip it into the powder. Okay, oh, it seems wrong. And I got a lot of powder on there and I'm gonna go in and apply. You kind of have to like mix it a little bit at first, but it does kind of morph together. So I'm just gonna go like that. Before I even blend it out, I am gonna clean this applicator off. If you don't do that, it is going to probably mess with your concealer like in the long run. So I would suggest cleaning off the applicator before you go in and insert it back because you don't really wanna insert in the powder into the concealer. And I wanna try it on this side, just the concealer, so we can see the difference. So I'm gonna blend this side out with the little concealer powder mixture and we'll see how it looks before we go in and apply to this side. Right off the bat, you can see it does look a little bit more like mattifying than usual, but it doesn't really feel like overly like insanely drying. Like you'd think it would feel super dry and it doesn't, which I don't mind. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Like I would say this looks pretty close to when I do my concealer and then I set it with the powder after. So I mean, it did kind of combine it all in one. I don't hate it. All right, let's go back in with just the concealer now. Same area, same amount of concealer, and then I'm gonna blend that so we can see if it looks any different from side to side. Also, another little hack that I'm kind of doing like subconsciously right now that I also learned from TikTok is to do your cream blush before you do your concealer rather than after. And it gives like a more seamless, natural appearance. Because a lot of times I feel like when I do my concealer and then my cream blush after, the cream blush like never blends flawlessly with the under eye area. So actually, this is like a little hack too that I'm doing subconsciously that I've been liking implementing into my routine. All right, when applied to the under eye, I would say not a huge difference side to side. I do think this side does look a little bit more seamless because it does have that powder in there. Where on this side, you can still see a little bit more of like that shine, like I wanna go in and set it with a powder. I think once set with a powder, I'll just go in with that same translucent powder and set it underneath my eyes now. It'll probably look the same side to side. Let's see. Okay, actually it does look a little different. The side where I went in with the powder after, I think looks a little bit more brightened and like boom underneath the eyes, where this side looks a little bit more natural. So it's not a bad hack. Cause like your under eye is set because you already have the powder in there. So I wouldn't go in with any additional powder, but it does look a bit more natural than when you go in with the powder after on top. But if you want a more brightened look, then you're gonna wanna use the powder after. Not a humongous difference either way, but not a terrible hack, especially if you're short on time, dunk that concealer right on in that powder. I mean, it's gonna get a little messy with the powder. So that's one thing I will say, like I will clean this after. But overall the hack worked better than I thought it would. I see why like everyone is testing this hack now and I've been seeing it everywhere because it looks like it would be a cakey, messy disaster and it really isn't. So not too shabby. Up next, we're gonna jump into some eye hacks, and all the products I'm gonna be using for this you can find at Sally Beauty. I wanna thank them for partnering with me on this section of today's video. They are celebrating 60 years in business, which that is crazy. So happy birthday to them. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that they have a ton of makeup at Sally Beauty. Like everybody knows, you can go there for all your hair care needs. They have the best hair products. They have a ton of nail products there too, but they do also have makeup. So these makeup products you can find there among many other beauty products as well. So I will link them down below. All right, now for this first hack, we are going to try and get the most long, luscious lashes. So I'm gonna be going in with the Glow Bloom Black Waterproof Lengthening Mascara. This gives a lot of length to lashes on its own, but this hack is supposed to amplify it. So we're gonna see about that. Basically for this hack, what you wanna do is take your mascara. Normally we would go in and wiggle it like horizontally on our lashes. At least that's how I would normally apply my mascara, but no. Apparently if you coat your lashes vertically first and then horizontally, it's gonna give you like crazy length. So we're gonna see. You wanna go in holding your mascara one vertically and coat your lashes. This will really help to make sure you get the mascara on the tips of your lashes. Then you're gonna go in horizontally like we normally would and pick the lashes up. Okay, this is looking good. I am clearly very messy, but another hack You guys are getting a double hack in this one too, is whenever you get mascara on your upper lid, let it dry before you go in and try and remove it. So I am not gonna do anything to try and remove that mascara right now. I'm gonna let it completely dry, because if you go in now and try and remove it, it's just gonna smudge everywhere. So let it dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna go in on the other side and I'm just gonna apply my mascara how I normally would, and we'll see if it makes a difference. Okay, now that my mascara is dried, I can go in and remove it. See how easily it just comes off instead of spreading all over? I definitely did a cleaner job on the side that I didn't do the vertical mascara one first, but I do think that this side looks better. Let me clean it all off. My lashes definitely do look more lifted on this side. I feel like because doing it vertically first really like coats every part of the lashes, and then you can really go in and do it horizontally. I feel like this hack actually worked pretty good. Not a humongous difference, like still looks fine on this side, but I do feel like these are more lifted and like help to open my eye a little bit more, so I like that. Okay, now this next hack is super simple and it's such a game changer. This is originally from Makeup by Mario. That's the first person that I saw do this. So I'm using the Palladio waterproof eyeliner. This is in the shade Black Brown. So you basically want to use whatever kind of color you would want to do like a little wing on your eye. This is basically like a winged liner hack, but it's a very like natural wing. This has basically become the #1 way that I do my winged liner now. I feel like it looks more flattering on my eyes at least. You want to take your liner and go in where the corner of your eye is. So kind of put the liner right where the corner of your eye is and then do a little flick upwards. That's literally all you're gonna do. The tiniest little thing. Then grab an angled brush and you're gonna just take that liner and use the brush to wing it out. And it gives you the most natural, perfect winged liner that you didn't have to sit there like with a shaking hand. Like I always get in there like, trying to make my liner perfect, and I'm obsessed with doing this. Makes such a difference. It takes 2 seconds and really helps to lift up the eye. Gonna do the same thing on the other side, just putting in the corner of my eye, drawing a tiny little line out, then grabbing my angled brush to angle everything up like that. So simple and easy. I love this liner. It's super pigmented though, and it is waterproof, so I'm gonna take it right on into my waterline as well. And I'm even gonna tight line a little bit with it too, just to deepen up these eyes. Okay, so I love a liner like this for like natural days. Again, just a little dainty wing. I think it's beautiful. For our next hack though, we are gonna be applying lashes. These are the Ardell Wispies, which are some of my favorites. These are specifically the Demi Wispy style, so you can get a 6-pack of them at Sally Beauty, which I love. And since we're doing lashes, I'm gonna use the liner and put it on my upper lash line as well. So I'm gonna go in just so we can get a little line there so we can hide the lash band. Because if you don't get a little liner, you'll always be able to see the difference between like where your natural lash line is and where the falsies begin. So I'm just adding a small line on the upper lash line. This can obviously be made as thick as you'd like it to be depending on your personal preference, if you're like following at home, testing out some of these hacks with me. Okay, now this next hack changed the way that I do my lashes so much and has made such a difference. It's such a small little change, but makes literally the biggest difference. So gonna grab my lashes. And I know that applying lashes can be like one of the hardest parts of a makeup routine for a lot of people. So this is gonna hopefully help simplify it a little bit. So I'm gonna grab one of these Demi Wispy lashes and I'm gonna show you on this eye how I used to always apply my lashes. I would just go in with them, always use like a tweezer. I feel like that helps so much, but I would just go in with them and apply them exactly to like the contour of my eye, which is fine. But I always felt like when I did that, especially when I'm using full strip lashes like this, it kind of dragged down my eye. Like it made my eye look a little bit more droopy because the longer lashes, they kind of, as you're following your lash line, it naturally is gonna go down and kind of drags the eye down a little bit, which I never liked. But there's a super simple and easy way to do this. So jump back in with your liner, and on this outer corner, I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. Like make the line a little bit steeper for the wing. Then go in and grab your lash. And basically what you wanna do is follow that natural curvature of your eye everywhere, just like we did on the other side. So like the inner corner, on the rest of the eye, but then when you get to this outer part of the lash, lift it up slightly. So it's following super close to my lash line the whole way, but then towards the end, the lash gets lifted up and it kind of follows on that wing that we did. Rather than staying super close to the lash line and dragging the eye down. And doing it like that is gonna give you a much more like lifted, widened, open look to your eyes versus this side where the lashes can kind of drag the eye down. This side is a little bit more natural, so both ways work. It depends on your personal preference, but you can basically make the same lash look 2 completely different ways. If you want a little bit more natural versus a little bit more like bright, wide, and like doll-eyed almost. I feel when you lift up the corner a little bit, it really like opens up the eye. So definitely an interesting little hack, and kind of cool that you can like use your lashes and make them multi-purpose to work for different looks and different occasions, depending on what your personal preference is and kind of what you're feeling that day. So, okay, now this next hack is actually super interesting. This is for the lips, and this is basically supposed to be your perfect lip shade and basically how you can make the perfect lip shade for whatever look you have going on. What you wanna do is use your eyeliner pencil. So whatever you've used on your eyebrows, that's what you're gonna use to line your lips. So I'm gonna go in and line my lips, which honestly, I love to use like cool toned neutral lip liner. So for me, this looks like a lip liner I would normally use, you know? So just use whatever brow pencil you used. Then you wanna go in with whatever blush you used. So I'm just gonna get some on my finger, tap that onto your lips. Can work with cream blush or powder, whatever you've used that day. Blending my lips together. Honestly, this looks pretty good. I guess because when you do this, you know these colors are already on your face, so it's gonna automatically flow with like whatever look you have going on. So I mean, I get the concept behind this. And then lastly, you just wanna top with a clear gloss. I'm using one that has a little bit of like glitter in it, but just top that with a clear gloss. And that is supposed to be your perfect lip combo. And honestly, I feel like it looks pretty good. And again, depending on whatever blush you have and whatever you're using on your brows that day, it'll change, but it'll automatically kind of go like with the look that you have going on. So I kind of love that one. That's pretty good. Honestly, all these hacks were actually like pretty good. Like they worked in one way or another, depending on how you want to like implement it in your routine. Like some of these are going to be more helpful for some people versus others, depending on like how you already do your makeup, but we had some good ones today. So let me know if you guys are going to try any of these. Have you tried any of them already? Do they work for you? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video.